Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I posted a poll on my Instagram like weeks or maybe even months ago now. I've been so busy. Basically, I asked you guys if you would want to see a home studio tour video or a day in my life video first. The majority of you voted for home studio tour, so here we are. If you don't already know, I currently work out of an extra bedroom that I have in my own condo located in Scarborough. And if you're a longtime follower of mine, you'll know that when I used to live with my parents, I had a much bigger space. I used to have a room dedicated for meetings with clients, like consultations and fittings, and I had a separate space to actually work with my machines and my tables and everything like that. Here in my own condo, I don't have that same luxury, obviously, since I have very limited space. So the extra room I have here works as both my sewing space as well as the space that I meet clients for physical fittings and consultations. So without further ado, let's get into this tour. So I'm gonna try to do this without showing you guys the rest of my condo because your girl still wants some privacy. But basically, this is the little hallway you would enter. And I cleaned my studio a little bit, but I tried to not clean it perfectly so that it would look a little bit more realistic of what it looks like on a day-to-day basis when I'm actually working. This is my cute carpet runner, and these are what I use for my home chinelas. And you can already see all of the threads and scraps overflowing at the entrance, but here we are. So let's go straight to my machine where all the magic happens. You can see super messy. Also, it's funny because this is Norwin, my assistant's machine, and she keeps her space pretty clean. But anyways, this is where I work. Basically, my industrial machine here, I use a Brother single needle industrial machine, and I have this little like utility shelf here with some more supplies that I use on an everyday basis. If you know me, I am not a clean person, so I tried to show you guys what this usually looks like. Some tools, and then little things here like these are size tags. I have some chalk here, and yeah, this is my sewing area, and behind me I have the wall of thread. But you can also see that because Norwin also uses a thread, we started just lining everything up on this windowsill. Ooh, is it focusing? You might recognize this wall because this is where I usually film most of my like intros or explanations during YouTube videos. And next we have this corner, which is Norwin's machine. Her utility cart, again, it's much more neat than mine. And then in front of her, we have all of our hanging pattern pieces for the ready-to-wear tops. For example, this is the Terno wrap top back in a size small. That goes there, and this is our little, I'm standing on the stool for this. This is our view from the studio room. If you're located in Scarborough or the Toronto area, you might recognize where this is and where my building might be, but please don't stalk me. To the side here, we have this little bulletin board. This is by the talented Shadell. Here are some orders that we have to work on, and I also pin custom sketches that I'll be working on soon. We have our printer, which is actually currently broken. Some stuff just like piled on top of it. My cute little shipping label printer. And my little serger is tucked in perfectly in this cube. And then taking up most of the space is my cutting table, which, if you can tell, actually folds into this little portion here, which is why I chose this table, and you'll see why. But basically when we're working, this is where I cut all the fabric and also where we pack all of our packages. Underneath, there's just some more little organization things like some rulers and some tools I use when cutting or drafting stuff. More packing supplies, and then usually underneath I'll have like a bin or a bag or both of fabric for orders that I'm working on or that I know I'm working on for the week so that they're easily accessible. And then here we have our little clothing rack, which is currently full with ready-to-wear orders that are ready to ship. And then if we keep turning this way, we have our ironing board. Behind this clothing rack, so sometimes I have to just shove it over a little bit, is our closet, which is probably the messiest part of the whole room as it's stuffed with all of our supplies. So get ready. Just kidding. So on this side of the closet, we have two bins. This first bin is filled with empty rolls and some paper supplies as well as actual patterns. Second bin is our rolls and rolls of different fabric, mostly for our ready-to-wear orders, since the custom orders I don't buy in bulk. But yeah. On this side, let's squeeze in through here. On this side, we have more supplies once again. I installed this little shelf by myself, which is why it looks kind of random. But basically, we have some bra cups here. This is just filled with zippers. This is filled with lace trims and notions. And I think these are just random stuff. Not quite sure. More random stuff. And then other supplies here. And at the bottom is all of my boxes and packaging stuff. So like these are for custom orders, and I have a few different sized boxes lined up underneath. And at the top, of course, we have even more fabric. So basically how it works is on a day-to-day basis, I will work here at my machine. My laptop is here. And the reason my two adjustable mannequins are here is because I focus on my custom orders. So I have this mannequin, which is a medium size, and then I switch it out for this one on the floor, which is a small size, depending on the size of the client. I'm currently looking into getting a larger size. And this little corner is where all of my custom orders are sewn up. I also do all of the cutting and the prep here on this table. So I cut out the fabric for all my ready-to-wear pieces for Norwin to work on. She works on it here in her little corner on her machine. And then once she finishes each piece, they got hung up on the clothing rack here. And then usually at the end of her shift is when she will go into the closet and use those supplies to actually pack up your orders from the website, and then they get shipped out from here. Also, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is the same space that I use to meet clients for consultations and for fittings. So remember earlier in the video I said that this table actually folds into a narrower piece. So I'm going to show you guys what I do when I have a client coming in either for a consultation or for a physical fitting. So my table, like I said, folds into this narrow piece, and it's on wheels, so I'm able to wedge it in between the two machines. And then here we have a little like try-on area. So usually, for example, the client would come in and I would have their dress displayed on the mannequin so they can see what it looks like. And then at least this space is all open for them to like try their dress on, walk around in it, and also get this full body mirror view. You might also recognize this little corner, which I often use for like TikToks and also other social media content, because I feel like it's the only cute corner I have in the room, which is usually pretty messy, which is normal though because it is a sewing studio. So I mean, it's all good, it's fine. And basically, that's my whole home studio. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little peek into my life as a small business owner working from home. Yeah, we can, I think so. So it's literally that one. Is this one her office? That ugly. Ta-da!